Hi, so we're going to set up a Vnyan for the very beginning part, what you should have as your first node graph for automatic stuff. Got it? Here we go. First, what we're going to do is we're going to open our node graphs, and we're basically going to build something very similar to this. It looks complicated, but do not worry, it's super simple. Here's how it's going to work. We're going to add a new graph. We're going to keep whatever we already have in our Vnyan for now. You will delete and whatnot when you are ready. First, what we're going to do is we're going to search for application start. Boom. This node specifically makes it so whenever the application starts, it will trigger the next callback. So what that means is, for example, we can set it to automatically open with a specific avatar. In this case, we're going to look up avatar. Boom. Load avatar. Now, we are then going to connect this to this, and we're going to set this to be the avatar in question. There we go. So now when the application starts, whenever you open it, whatnot, avatar is loaded. Boom. Although, for safekeeping, I would recommend hiding your not necessarily hiding, but storing your models in locations that you can easily find, because there's no way to look for it in Vnyan. Now, next, what we're going to do is we're going to search for a blend shape. This blend shape is going to be super simple. What we're going to do is we're going to look for neutral. We can either type it out, or we can go to monitor up here and look for neutral. Click on it. It will copy to clipboard. Boom. Paste. We are going to set this to not be a toggle. We're going to set the maximum value to 100, and we are going to connect it. The next thing that we're going to do is add blend shapes that we use. So for example, my avatar has X eyes and boobas to be disabled. So for example, if you have a prop or something that you want to be open automatically, you can add this to this. So for example, we can duplicate this and set this to the blend shape in question. So for me, if I click on monitor, I have male, then I have tone and X eyes. Boom. And so I would connect all these to that too. Boom. Next, what you are going to do is you are going to add a reset AR kit. You're going to add a hotkey, and this is the basic way. So this is a super easy basic way. You can set this to be a hotkey. What it does is essentially, let's say my model is drifted this way and I'm sitting straight. I can press this button and it recalibrates it. Now, in the next video, I'll be explaining how to set up, instead of hotkeys, WebSockets. So stay tuned for that. You can put that in for now. However, I'm not explaining how it works yet. So stay tuned. Subscribe for more content. Next, what you're going to do is we're going to set up our cameras. So in Vnyan, camera 0 is your default camera. You cannot reset it. You cannot remake it. You cannot re-upload it. You cannot do anything. So never ever save on the default camera. What you need to do is create a secondary camera. So in order to do this, we go to settings. You go to miscellaneous. Scroll all the way to the top and look for cameras. So again, I would rename 0 default to do not touch. Next, we're going to go to camera 1. And we're going to name camera 1 to default. And this one will be wherever the application should start with. We're going to hit save current. All right. After positioning the model wherever you want it to be. So in my case, that's where I want it to be. Save current. Boom. Next, what we are going to do in our web or in our node graph is we're going to add a camera. That way, when the application starts, by default, it will open up the camera. And this camera, we are going to add camera default. So we can either set this to the number or the name. So in our case, it's our first camera. So we're going to set it to camera 1. Boom. There we go. So now when the application starts, it says it's that camera. But we also want this to be a hotkey that we can control. So we'll duplicate the camera node, and then we'll add a we'll duplicate our hotkey, and we're going to duplicate our WebSocket again for a later tutorial. Now we're going to connect these both to the camera, and then we're basically going to duplicate this again, this whole thing, because we'll set up 3 cameras. Set this camera to 2, or whatever camera you want to use this for. So we're then going to go back to settings. We're going to load camera 2, and I'm going to name this cam left, and we're going to move the model to be for cam left, and we're going to hit save pose. And then lastly, we're going to go cam 3, and we're going to name cam 3 to cam center. And we're going to move the model to be ready for center viewing. So that way, what you can do is you can have your model swap between the different areas, if that makes sense. And we're going to save current. double checking that these are set to their specific cameras. Boom, there you go. Now you have access to your 3 cameras. You can set those hotkeys to whatever you like. Next, we're going to add a avatar swapper. So we have 2 options of doing this. Either we do a cycle 5, or we have them set to a specific model. So I'm going to show you the cycle 5 method. Search for 5, add a 5 split, connect our action node or callback nodes to our action node. Then what we're going to do is we're going to search for avatar again, and we're going to search for load avatar, and we can duplicate this to how many avatars that we have. So for example, I personally have a pajama avatar. So whenever I go to EPs, I can put on my pajamas. Do you like my pajamas? Are they cute? Do you like them? Yeah. So what that means is what we're going to do is connect the first option to the first one, and the second option to the second one. This second one should be your epic avatar, right? And the first one should be the secondary avatar. That's to cycle through. So every time we hit this hotkey, it will first change to one of them, and then back to another, and then we could even have another one if we have more than one. That makes sense. Now we can only have 5 per selection. So if you have way too many models, then what you can do is you can duplicate this and set this to a outfit set 2. That makes sense. The other way to set this up is legit just to connect these to this and boom, and then duplicate these guys. Boom. There we go. And ta-da, we have the basics. So this is what I would suggest to set up for your basics. You have your cameras, you have your reset AR kit, you have your application start stuff, you have your model selection. All that should be your basic stuff. You can name this to utilities. At the bottom, press the thingy, name it utilities, and then hit rename, and it will rename the node graph. Next, we're gonna learn how to set up toggles. So toggles are essentially in VC-Face, they're basically your expressions or whatnot. Basically, press a hotkey, triggers a blend shape, boom, easy. Now, for me, I also have props in here, but what we're gonna focus on is just do our basic stuff, okay? So again, we need hotkey or WebSocket. Then we need blend shape, boom. We are gonna make sure that blend shape is set to toggle, that the value is 100, and that the blend shape itself is named after the blend shape in question. So we're gonna connect these up. Next, we're going to go to monitor. We're going to look for our thing. So for example, I'm going to give you the demonstration with my jacket. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to my jacket, copy my jacket blend shape, hit paste. And now when I toggle this, it disables my jacket. So blend shapes like that. And you're going to do that for all of those. Once you've completed that, you will come back to me and we'll set up expressions. To set up expressions, it's super simple. You add a new expression, you name it to whatever you want. For in this case, we're going to call this one sad. For example, in the blend shape conditions, these are what the Vnyan sees, right? So we're going to set this to app sensitive. Mouth, uppercase F, frown, uppercase L, left. Minimum value, we're going to set this to about 60. Maximum value to 100. Then we're going to duplicate that. And we can copy the mouth frown part, and we're going to type in uppercase R, right, and we're going to copy the 60 to 100. So now we can see in here, yours will be connected. Mine is not connected. But you'll see in here that the blend shapes move based on what's being calculated and captured. So we can see, you can do the face and go, be sad, right? So what we're going to do is go in here, set that to that, boom. I also like adding brow inner up as well. So brow, uppercase I, inner, uppercase U, up. Set decimal, I'll set that to maybe around 60 to 100 as well. And the output values. So this is where we trigger our blend shapes. Now, for me, I didn't have my sad set up. But for you, if you're using a Vroid, you could probably just put in sad or sorrow, whatever it's called. It's called sorrow. So uppercase, I can just copy it from here. Boom. And then I don't know how this works, but it does. So I set it to 100, multiplier 100, maximum value 100, and smooth 0.5. Boom. And that will work. Now, if you have tiers and whatnot, in my case I do, I'm going to add the emote tiers long or tier stream. Boom. Boom. Value 100. decimal, 100, whatnot, 100, 100. And I'm just going to keep the smooth off for the tiers. Now, Timmy, I understand that you're right now you're typing the comment and going, I don't have emote star, big, small, or all that. Unfortunately, that needs to be added in Unity while you're making your VTuber model. So if you don't have it, you have to set it up in Unity. And if you don't have it, the possibility, then you might need to set it up in Blender. The reason why is the green here is everything that Vnyan has control over. So Vnyan sees this blend shape and can use it. If it's grayed out, then it does not have access to that blend shape. Once that's set, you can now see that when you pout, it triggers, and you can have your teary eyes. You can do the same for any other thing. If you have multiple different types of expressions, you can set it to a smile, you can set it to angry, all that jazz. And there we are. We have expressions set up. Next, we're going to set up redeems. This one's the fun one. So how this works is that we can tell Twitch to basically do things. Now, I like to use a third-party app called BikuBot. However, you can use this really cool feature built into Twitch, which is viewer rewards. Go to your dashboard, viewer rewards, and then go to channel points and power-ups. Manage channel points and power-ups. So in here, we can have all sorts of stuff, right? Here are your default ones. So for example, let's say when someone redeems hydrate, I'm gonna copy that, go over to here, click on channel points, copy hydrate. So now it's looking for the hydrate redeem. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for water and type it. Boom. Set the color to blue. Boom. And we're gonna look for weight. Boom. And we're gonna look for sound. Boom. Now, how this works is when the channel point is redeemed, it will play a sound that you choose. I suggest setting that to half. Then what you're going to do is you're going to connect the channel point to weight, set the weight to be about 5,000 milliseconds, which translates to 5 seconds, and then connect both the channel points and the weight to the water. Now what this means is when the channel point is redeemed, it will start spewing water on you. I don't like that. The water is acting weird, so we're going to do a different one. So instead of water, we'll do slime. Slime looks more like water, believe it or not. Connect that, and then connect that. Boom. And as you can see, when it goes through, you get hit with hydration. Set that to more of a watery color. There you go. And now you're getting attacked with water. Next, what you can do is you can do a little bit of cool stuff. If we do another channel point, for example, this one, boom, we can set this to be a throw item. So search for throw, boom, connect it, and we're going to call this one throw a lot. Copy, boom, paste. We're going to select the thing we want to throw. So I'm going to throw some apples at me. Boom. And then we can set the amount. So for example, this is called throw a lot. So I'm going to set it to 20, and now it will throw 20 apples at me. We can set the volume to lower. Boom, it threw a lot of apples at me. Cool. Next, what we can do is we can do something similar to this. We hit duplicate, we erase a number, and we look for bits. We can connect this to this, set the minimum number to 1, and then what we can do is we can grab the bit number to the amount thrown. So if someone does 100 biddies, it will throw 100 apples. Boop, there you go. Then another thing that you can do as well is, let's say you get rated, right? You can go in. You can then look for a shout out. Boom. So display name will be this. Bam. Connect that. We can then duplicate this, connect that to that, and the number of raiders could be the amount of items thrown. Boom. And there we go. So now when you get a raid, the person who raided you will get a little emote drop and whatnot. And then the amount of raidees will be the amount of things that are thrown at you. And this could be interesting for, let's say you create a little guy that you can use for personal stuff, right? And it's a plushie or your chat pet or whatnot. And you can have those being thrown at you, which is really cool. I think it's cool. You can also set these to be blend shapes as well. So for example, if you have a channel point, and in my case, it would be a KD channel point. Copy. Boom. So the way that this would work is I would add a prop toggle. Boom. Duplicate that. Now I have 2 ears. Boom. Connect that to that. Then I have blend shapes as well. Boom. Use toggle. Set to 100. Boom. and then XIs. Because my XIs are on by default, I'm going to set this to 0. Oh, the blend shapes here, put this here, props here, bam, and then connect all the blend shapes. Then what we're going to do is we're going to look for a weight, because this just toggles it, but we need to untoggle it as well. So we're going to connect the weight to the channel point, and then the weight to the prop, to the blend shape, and to the last blend shape. We are going to then set that to, I like to set it to about 15 seconds. That would be 15,000. Boom. And then right click, boom, send signal. As you can see, boom, kitty ears in Catboyo. Boom. Ta-da. And it should disable on its own. Boom, as you can see. Cool. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our settings, and we're going to go to Twitch, and we're going to make sure that our Twitch is connected. So in this case, we're going to enable drop emotes. Yes. And then we're going to go log in Twitch, and this will open up your Twitch stuff, and it will automatically do it, and boom, you're connected to Twitch. Ta-da! Editor Yui here. So I noticed that there was an issue in the recording. I forgot to mention you need to save your node graphs and settings. To do that, it's very simple. What you have to do is go into Vnyan, right? Once you're in Vnyan, we're going to go to menu, settings, miscellaneous at the top. Hit save settings and graphs. If you don't do this, there is a risk that your graphs, all the work that you've done so far, will not be there, and you have to do it all over again. So remember to save, whenever you modify your graphs, remember to save settings and graphs. Alright, so there you go. You've set up Vnyan. In the next episode, I'll be showing you how to set up hotkeys via Stream Deck with WebSockets. That will be a little bit more complicated to record, but we'll do it. We'll do it. We will do it. We will do it. We'll have a great time. See you soon. Bye.